In this video, you'll discover the biggest water fasting mistakes. As you already know if you follow this channel, I'm a big fan of water fasting. I do multiple water fasts a year, anything from 3-day to 7-day water fasts, and I teach on it quite often. I've actually led many patients of mine through water fasts as well in order to help them improve their health. But one of the things that I notice time and time again is there's a lot of questions that come up and there's a lot of mistakes that people make. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to help you navigate the biggest mistakes that people are making so that you don't make them yourself. But before we get started, I'm Dr. Zarowski and welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, it's a pleasure to have you here. Be sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification, and join our notification community. That way I can help you excel your health and your life. Let's go ahead and dive into the first big mistake I see people make. So acceptable liquids. You know, when we talk about fasting, one of the things that a lot of people look for is all the different liquids that they can sneak in there, right? And the truth is that a lot of times people are actually breaking their fast or causing more issues for them during the fast, okay? Let's go through each one of these and talk about it. So tea, is tea acceptable or not? Now, tea typically is, but one of the problems that I see people make all the time is that they're getting teas with sugar in it, teas with, different added components to it that is actually capable of breaking their fast. So, if you're gonna have like a black tea or something very simple, that's doable. But one of the things that we don't want to do is go in and drink a lot of these different teas out there that actually have added sugar or even are maybe sweetened in their own natural form. So we want to be careful of that. In general, I tell people no on the teas because, like I said, it can cause more issues than it's worth. As a matter of fact, it actually can cause people to be very hungry. It can cause them to have some hunger pain. So I am not a fan of tea during water fasting. So let's not do the tea. Coffee, is that acceptable? Well, a lot of people say, well, yeah, black coffee doesn't break your fast. True, but the problem is that you're actually putting that stimulus in your body. You're putting that caffeine in, and I'm not a fan of that. Remember, we are trying to use this method of water fasting in order to heal our body, in order to maybe reverse some different symptoms and conditions that we're having. And so we don't like to pour coffee, a stimulant, into the body during this time. So I'm a big no on the coffee here. Now, next is sugar-free energy drinks. Yes, I mean, some people might think that that's a ridiculous thing, but a lot of people ask it. A lot of people go and try to add this stuff in because to their knowledge, you can actually have these sugar-free energy drinks without breaking your fast. But when we're doing a water fast, and like I said, we're referring to like a 3-day water fast, a 7-day water fast, we are not gonna add these sugar-free energy drinks in, and it is not a good thing during this time. How about bone broth? Okay, bone broth is healthy for you. Yes, it is healthy. There's no doubt about it. But the truth is that it's going to actually break our fast. There's a lot of fats in there. So, there's many different types of fasts out there. I talk about doing a bone broth fast. I'm a big advocate of a bone broth fast. But when you're doing a water fast, I am not an advocate of adding bone broth in. We're strictly doing water during a water fast. Now, a couple things I want to add in here too in regards to the water, because this is where I see a lot of people struggle as well. First of all, we want to make sure that we're good at getting good, pure water, right? I'll even have people go and use distilled water. And some people will say, well, you can't use distilled water because it has no mineral. But the truth is that with the distilled water, we're getting a good, pure water. We're getting pure H2O. What we do is we just add a little bit of sea salt into the water in order to actually get the mineral and the electrolytes going. Now, the other thing beyond just having good, pure water, right? You can use some reverse osmosis, some of that, but we don't want to be drinking tap water. I find people drinking tap water all the time, and typically, tap water is going to have arsenic in it, it's going to have fluoride in it, it's going to have chlorine in it, all kinds of stuff that we do not want when we are trying to heal our bodies using a water fast. So good quality water. And like I said, the other thing we'll do is we'll add in sea salt. One of the things I do let people have, and they typically really enjoy it during a water fast, is we'll take the water, warm it up, and add in some sea salt, mix it up, and it'll taste almost like a broth. So basically some warm water with sea salt is good during this time, and it's a nice little variation because I can tell you when you're doing a water fast, these little variations, they really kind of just give you some relief during this time. So want to focus on water, add in some sea salt to get those electrolytes, and we want good, pure water. Let's talk about number 2, the second mistake that many people make. Daily exercise, okay? When they're fasting, a lot of people go and they just, they always want to just do more, right? Like there's going to be the people who try to do less, and there's going to be the people who just try to go over the top. And, I saw somebody who was doing a water fast. They posted on Facebook, 4 days in the water fast, and I had a picture of them in the gym bench pressing. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's not the right thing to do when you're trying to water fast. So now when we look at exercise, we think, I thought it was a good thing. Shouldn't we be exercising? Yes, we need to exercise, but we have to just be careful of what kind of exercise that we are doing during this time. Doing a water fast is a big physiological stress on our body. Adding in excessive physiological stress through exercise during this time is not a smart thing to do, okay? So the type of exercise that I have people do while fasting is going to be a good relaxing walk in nature, okay? They're not going out running, they're not doing anything intense, it's just a good relaxing walk. Not only does it help you keep your mind right, it helps calm you, right? Because we want to be relaxed during this time of fasting because we're trying to heal the body. So a good relaxing walk is a way to go. Now, things that I see people do that I don't like is going out and going running, okay? Like if you're in a 3 to 4 day, 5 day water fast, going outside and trying to get a couple miles in is not an ideal thing to do. Way too much stress on the body. And it also is going to just gas you out. It's going to just like take away all your energy so that the rest of the day you're shot. Also, lifting weights isn't a good idea, or doing high intensity interval training. And a lot of people get confused because they'll go in and add high intensity interval training because they hear me talk about how it's good to do in a fasted state. So they'll go and want to do a water fast and add it in. That is not the time. If you're doing like intermittent fasting, if you're doing 1 meal a day, adding in some high intensity interval training is great. But when you're doing a multiple day, a 3-7 day water fast, it's not a good thing to add in. So when we think of exercise, when we're doing a water fast, we want to think of just nice walks with the family, taking the dog out for a walk. You know, you can even add in a little brisk walk if that's what you want to do, but just something that's relaxing and something that's easy on the body. Let's go to mistake number 3, vitamins. What vitamins can you have while fasting? You know, a lot of people go and they look at some of these ones I've listed here and they go, well, these are all really great things for you. So once again, we're fasting. Let's, just pour on all the amazing stuff that you can do. First one I see a lot of people do is adaptogens. Now, adaptogens is going to be like rhodiola, some of these different herbs out there that just helps balance hormones and helps just create balance throughout the body. They're also good for adrenal function. So adaptogens, and that's going to be a big no. It's not something that we need at this time. B vitamins, so when we're doing a fast, B vitamins may seem like a good idea because we're under some physiological stress due to the fast, and a lot of people are just under daily stress, but during this time we do not want to be taking B vitamins. Fish oil, probiotics, and multivitamins. This just isn't the time for vitamins, okay? If you're doing intermittent fasting, add those vitamins in. Make sure that you're taking your daily nutrition, your daily vitamins on a regular basis. But the thing is that when we're fasting, we want to just allow our body to just heal, relax. We don't want our guts to have to actually go and digest these different nutrients that we're taking in. So when doing a water fast, we are not going to take vitamins. This is typically the time when people just give me a whole list of different medications and ask me if they can take their medication while they're fasting. The thing is if you're on a medication, you have to work with your doctor on it. The doctor that put you on the medication is the doctor who is responsible for answering those questions for you regarding your medication, because they understand your health, they understand your condition, they understand why you're on it in the first place. And so when we look at the different vitamins, we are not going to add in vitamins during a water fast. And if you're on a medication, you need to work with your doctor. Now, next here is mistake number 4. Physiological readiness. This is a big one right here, and this is a big mistake that I see a lot of people make, okay? So what we're looking for really here is the week leading up to the fast. We're looking at what we're going to do. How are we going to eat? What should we drink? All the things leading up. Now, a lot of times people will go and they'll just, come off a vacation where they ate really bad and they go, you know what, I'm going to just kind of do a reset and go into a fast. Makes a lot of sense, right? But the problem is it sets you up for failure when doing the fast. Now, one of the things I see people do all the time too, and they'll ask me, they're like, hey, I just ate terribly for like a month. Can I go in and do a fast in order to, just kind of clean things up a little bit? The problem is this, okay? If you're drinking caffeine leading all the way up to your fast, eating a lot of sugar leading all the way up to your fast, how do you think the first couple of days of your fast is going to go when you don't have that caffeine, you don't have that sugar high, you don't have those carbohydrates? The truth is that your fast is going to be terrible. And I've seen so many people who go into day 1, day 2, and bam, finally they just crash, because what happens is that they're getting headaches, they're getting, hypoglycemic patterns, or, dizzy. All this stuff is going on, and it's really because they were eating such a poor quality diet leading up to the fast. So then the question is what do you do? So we want to cut the caffeine out for sure, because We're not going to be using caffeine during the fast, and so we don't want to be going up to it using it. We want to like slowly taper down all the way to nothing by the time we get to the fast. The other thing that we want to do is we want to follow a healthy diet. I recommend, you don't have to do this, but I highly recommend that you actually get into the state of ketosis prior to the fast. So start following the ketogenic diet 1 to 2 weeks prior to doing the fast, so that way your body is really ready to make that switch. If you're burning sugar all the way up to the fast and you aren't even really capable of getting into the state of ketosis, well, when you go and make that physiological switch during the fast, it can be pretty hard to do. It can actually cause you to crash, all kinds of stuff, not feel too well. And so following the ketogenic diet all the way up to the fast is going to be very powerful. Now, you can also do a low carb. I said you don't have to do the ketogenic diet, but you also can do a very healthy low carb diet where you're just focusing on only healthy carbs like sweet potato and the carbs that are coming from the different healthy vegetables out there. So we can do it that way too. So I said ketogenic diet or a low carb diet, and that is how you should spend your 1 to 2 weeks leading up to the fast, and then your fast will be so much better. It'll feel better. We want to make sure that we're cutting out all the sugar, the caffeine, the carbs, all of that, and your fast is just, let me tell you, it makes all the difference. I've seen all these people try to go into a fast off of a really terrible diet, and it hurts them quite a bit. So we don't want to be doing that. Next year is mistake number 5, and that's being mentally prepared. Now, one of the things that we ask people is, what is your why? Why are you doing this? Okay, when I do a fast, it's, Ben, I'm feeling some different gut conditions come on. I'm feeling some different complaints in that area, or I just have a lot of symptoms popping up and maybe a little bit of insulin resistance issues going on. So therefore, I go into the fast, and it really helps clean things up a lot. It helps a lot of symptoms disappear. It really helps my gut feel better. It clears up my skin, makes my eyes brighter. It just really helps altogether. And so there's going to be a why as to why you're entering into that fast. And so really figure out what that is. And I think that's so important to be mentally prepared. And if you don't think it is, go 1 to 2 days in a fast and then come home to a house where your family's eating something that is maybe one of your favorite meals, something that smells delicious, and then try to fight that off, right? That's when doubt comes in. Like, why am I doing this fast anyway? Do I really need this fast? Am I going to die if I don't eat pretty soon? Right? All these, negative thoughts start entering into your head, and you go, maybe I should just do like a 2-day fast instead of a 3-day, or instead of a 4-day. And so we want to make sure that we're mentally prepared. When I go into a fast, I'm like ready to go. And I just know that I already have like the day, the hour marked out when I'm going to break my fast, and I'm going to stay solid all the way through. So when you go to do a water fast, it is mentally challenging. A lot of it is a mental game, and it's a normal mental game because it's really just basic survival. Your body, you're not getting any food. It's you smell it. Your body basically tells you, hey, you need to go in and eat that food because it's a survival mechanism. It's a natural instinct. So we want to be mentally prepared for this. Otherwise, it is very easy to fail a couple days in. Next is breaking your fast, okay? This is important, and I see so many people mess this up. So what can you eat when you break your fast, okay? Well, a good healthy salad, is that the way to go? Maybe making sure you're getting in lots of proteins at that time because you just didn't eat for many days. Going in and just having a good cheat meal, right? I mean, you literally just starved yourself for many days, and so you deserve it, right? A good pizza, something along those lines. And let me tell you, I have seen every different variation of this. I've seen people go off it with pizza. I've seen them go off it with, the local sub shop, whatever. So here's the deal, is that when you break your fast, this is a very important time. We want to make sure that we're breaking it the proper way. So how do I break my fast? Okay, so when I break the fast, I'll do it with a couple things. I'll steam the vegetables in bone broth. That's one way I'll do it. I'll focus strictly on cruciferous vegetables. I'll even just do one vegetable at a time, so I'm not bombarding my body with all different types of foods all at once. The other thing I'll do is I'll add in a lot of probiotic-rich foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, so that I'm actually reseeding my gut with good, healthy probiotics during this time. And then the other thing that you can do is, if you're tolerant of dairy, you can even add in some cheese, right? It has lots of enzymes in it. It's going to have probiotics as well, yogurt as well. So basically we're focusing on really helping the gut health here, but we're also focusing on getting our body kick-started again, right? Like kick-starting our metabolism and doing it with good, healthy food. So steamed cruciferous vegetables is a great way to go. Lots of bone broth during this time, and then lots of probiotic rich foods and foods that are also rich in enzymes. And then of course adding in some different proteins as well. The lighter the protein, the better. A big heavy steak at this time is not going to be ideal. More of a light protein is going to be the way to proceed forward, but do it slowly as well, right? When we come off of our fast, we're going to typically want to eat a little bit. And we're like, you know what? I haven't eaten in days. I'm fine with a little bit of food. And you take your first couple bites and that leads into a lot of bit of food. I find myself, having a small meal just to get my metabolism going. And then after that, having like multiple small meals thereafter. And so that's how I navigate this. Now, if you want to learn more about this process on how I did a 7-day water fast, I'll go ahead and put a link right up here in the corner, and you can check out that video. I kind of just detail all the different days that I went through, what I experienced, and so it really helps people know what to expect when doing a water fast. And I also did a video on a 3-day water fast, and so what I typically teach is that if you have never done a water fast in general, start with a 3-day and then go to a 7-day. But like I said, I'll put the link in the corner up there, and then I'll also put a link to the 3-day water fast in the description below. Give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends. If you have any questions, put in the comments section here below. Also be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so yet. We talk about so many great topics, anything from fasting to weight loss to reversing health conditions, exercise, you name it, and hit that bell notification so that you're locked in when all the new content comes out. Lastly, check out my other videos over here on how you can improve your health, and I'll see you in the next video.